Party games come packaged with rules and components, but you and your fellow players are responsible for bringing fun to the table. This is especially true of NObjects, designed by Ludovic Gimet and Pegasus Spiele, a drawing-based party game. In a recent overview of the drawing-based party game subtext, I commented on how the paper included with the game was a bit small, which made it hard to see the drawings that other people were making as you laid them out on the table. NObjects takes a different route, doing away with the paper entirely. You are going on drawing and memory, and you have to put everything together as you watch people draw. Here are the components in NObjects. We have 120 cards divided up into 3 levels of difficulty: easy, difficult, and challenging, with 1, 2, and 3 stars on the card to help you sort them in case you have trouble with colors. On a turn, the active player is going to draw a card from the deck based on however many points they have. So at the beginning of the game, you'll draw from an easy pile. Each card has 6 items on it. You roll the die, and that determines what you are going to draw and what your fellow players have to guess. So you clear everything away, and then you start drawing and see whether they can guess what you're drawing. So as people can yell out as many guesses as they want. As soon as someone gets it, you get to keep this card, and the other player gets a challenging card to keep track of their own score. Whoever reaches 6 points wins. That's it for the gameplay of NObjects. It looks like nothing, and it's sort of hard to show the game in this way in a video where it seems extremely dry. I'm drawing, there's no sound, no one is guessing. You just have to watch my finger move on the cloth, and that's it. It doesn't take pictures well. It's just a stack of cards. There's nothing going on. It's all about the people bringing the excitement as they try to draw well and guess well. So it depends very much on the players as to how the game is going to proceed. I played twice on a review copy from Pegasus with 3 and 5 players. The 3-player game is a little different in the way that many party games are, in that both players score whenever you have a success. So in our game, we got up to a point where one player had 5 points, I had 4, another player had 3. The player with 3 could not win at that point, because if the 3-player and the 5-player guess correctly, well, then the player with 5 points wins. If I guess correctly with that other player, which is what happened, now I have 5 and they have only 4. And they have no way to get to 6 points without one of the other players getting 6 first. So it's a little weird that way, but you just say, well, score points faster. Do better. The other odd thing is that you have the decks divided up in level of difficulty. So as you get more points in your collection, when it's your turn to draw, you have to draw from the difficult or the challenging 3-star deck, but you're guessing on other people's turns as well. So someone else may still be drawing an easy card, and if you guess that, you get 6 points and win. You don't fuss about it too much because it's an extremely light party game. It's not, I don't worry too much about the unfairness of someone not being able to win, because you should have done better in the first place. You should have guessed better. What can I say? Or drawn better, because you can play with a timer, or you can just let people go as long as they want to give them more time to draw. Thing you can't do is to add pantomime or any sorts of charade to what you're drawing. So don't do this. No extra hand motions, nothing else other than drawing. You can, of course, as you draw something, if people are guessing, they're guessing wildly, you can erase and then start over and do things. People trying to draw in space and guess what you might have. So it's an interesting challenge just to try to put that together in your mind as you're looking at what people are doing. And some are much easier than others. And I don't know whether this is a cultural factor from a French designer and a German publisher putting out things where the difficult and the challenging sometimes seems like, really? Or the easy one? What? How is that possible? Camera, I found incredibly difficult to do. 0 success with camera. And then someone had a difficult one, the medium level, and this is what it was. That's all it was, and I guessed it in 4 seconds. Maybe you did too. Mountain. It's extremely easy to see the peaks. Done. And so you have a lot of variety in terms of the difficulty level of what to draw, and it's interesting just to see what people are doing and how they put it together. And of course, like other charade games, you're trying to put together things with associations, but it has to be something visual, and it has to be something people can kind of piece together in their head. And you can still do a charade style where you draw something, but you can't do letters, can't do numbers. It's got to go solely with the drawing and see what people can piece together. So it's a very different style of game from another Ludovic Jumet title that I reviewed a few years ago, Seacross, a fantastic abstract strategy game, all wood components from Clemens Gerhardt's. It's just amazing to see the difference between that and No Objects, where everything is just up to you and your fellow players based on how well you draw and guess.